Hey everybody, welcome to episode 32 of Round the Twist. It is March 24th, 2010. We are almost through with the month of socks. So let's dive right in because that's basically all I have to show you is a bunch of socks. Oh, of course. Come here, Fuzzball. Come on. Oh, now she doesn't want to come up. She heard me start to talk and she came running and now she doesn't want to come see you guys. Sorry, no Phoebe cameo today. Oh, man, sorry. First up, the socks for my friend Sarah. Okay, yeah, that jingle was the tags. Socks for my friend Sarah. The first one is done. This is the Holidays pattern by Handspun out of my Handspun, the leftovers of my Handspun from my own Holidays socks that I did. First sock is done, finished, ready to go. Second sock only needs the toe. I will have this done tonight. It'll be an FO to show you next week. I can't wait. These have just kind of been a knit on them when I feel like it here and there. It's taken me a while to get through them, but those will be done, finished. This will be all that I have left. I actually was very close, like, I don't know, probably like 6 yards from running out of yarn on the second ball for this first sock. So plenty of yarn left to throw in my leftovers bin to use on my crochet blanket, which I haven't actually started putting together yet. But yeah, that's coming along. Done. Put those in the done pile down here. Next, some few things I haven't actually started yet because month of socks, I've been focusing on getting stuff done. First is going to be a new pair of slippers. I showed you my slippers. Remember these lovely, wonderful, of course I don't pick the really holy one to show you, but the ones that are getting holes in the soles. Start a new one of those. The sole is going to be this beautiful heathered green in Cascade 220. This is colorway, whoop, wow, stuff's getting away from me today. This is colorway 2445. It's on the Loopy U as Shire, I believe is the colorway, and it's a beautiful deep heathered green. If you want to see different pictures of it, this is the same yarn. This is actually leftovers that I used for my Snow White sweater by Isolde Teague. That's going to be the cuff at the top, hang on, this part and the sole. And then the rest of it, the bit that's gray that I just showed you, is going to be the purple that was the cuff and the sole on the old slippers. And this is colorway, sorry, I wrote them down, 7811. It's a purple jewel heather on the Loopy U. But yeah, that's going to be coming up soon. Because let me tell you, even with socks on, it's cold to step on the cold tile in my entry hall going down to my living room. Just because the holes in the soles, and then I just have my wool socks on. But yeah, it's a little bit chilly. Next, I don't know if you can see behind me, all of this over here, that is my sock yarn stash that I hauled in here to do a little purging out of for a gathering that a group of us here did last Sunday. Got rid of quite a bit too, actually. I was very proud of myself. I came home with less than I went with. That's always the goal when you do a de-stash. But I also went through, pulled out all my Volmiza and labeled the skeins with what pattern I'm going to use for my Cookie A knitting through sock innovation time. Now, first up, as you probably saw on the tag, is going to be, and I'm sorry, I'm jingling, Glynis. This is the first sock in the first pattern listed in the book. It's going to be my first sock. I don't know if I'll actually knit straight through the book or if I'm going to skip around. We'll see how I'm feeling. But the first sock will be Glynis for anyone that wants to knit along with me. There are corrections. You need to go to the Interweave website and print out the errata if you don't have a most recent copy. There's only a couple of things on Glynis, but on that you're set. And I'm going to be using Volmiza 100% in the color d'Auster. I don't know how it's pronounced in German. I'm probably butchering it. I'm sorry. This is an exclusive colorway for Spring Fling 2008 that I managed to get my hands on. And I'm going to be using my signature DPNs. I'm so excited to finally break into these and get to use them. These are the US 2s, the 2.75 millimeter. I do have a set of 5. I'm excited. I'll get that wound up and probably start on the ribbing tonight as well when the toe on Sarah's second sock is done. Sorry, going to jingle a little more putting these down. There we go. And then, because I know knitting out of this is going to drive me nuts eventually, and I'm going to need something I can carry around. And this, until I get the binding redone, I'm going to take it into Office Max or Office Depot. I forget which one is closer to me. And I'm going to have them strip off the binding and put in a spiral binding so it'll actually lay open. So that'll be nice, and then it'll be a little more portable. Until then, and while I was digging through my sock yarn stash, I discovered all this stuff that I'd forgotten about. And one of those skeins of yarn was this Trekking XXL colorway 100 that I actually had 2 balls of, and I was planning on doing knee-highs. I can't remember what knee-high pattern, but I wanted to make myself knee-highs. Now, coming from someone who is 5'10", I wear a size 11 shoe, and my shin is about, you know, that long. That's about 18, 20 inches long, maybe longer. If you count from the back of the heel, from the base of my heel all the way up to the back of my knee, it's probably close to 2 feet. That's just crazy talk. That's just, I'm so glad I talked myself out of that, or I didn't actually start them. Otherwise, they would definitely be a UFO sitting somewhere in my stash room, probably buried at the bottom in shame. But I gifted away one of these at our little D-stash we had on Sunday, and I kept the other one for myself, and I'm going to make myself another pair of plain vanilla stockinette work socks. US ones. I already have my needles. They are ready to go. So I'll probably start that at work this weekend just so I have something to do. And then I have a finished object to show you. I have not 1, but 2 finished KRY Socks. They're done. Oh my gosh. So excited. So happy to have these done. Mom is excited to hear that they were done. I did have a little snafu. About 2 repeats from the end of the lace cuff on Sunday night. I had forgotten to string, see the little red beads that are up in here? Can you see them? I don't know if you can see them. They're right in the center of the diamonds. I've got one right there by my finger. They're little hexagonal red beads, and they have to be, obviously, because you pre-string the beads, they all have to be strung on in a certain order. Well, I had forgotten one of those little hexagonal beads right there in one of the repeats. So I was trying to be smart and use needle nose pliers and just break that repeat off the yarn so I could get to the next repeat that was correct, because I'd strung several extra repeats worth of beads on. And I was cracking, snip, and my needle nose pliers went straight through the lace weight. So I ended up having to tie a knot and weave in, had a couple extra ends to weave in, but it saved me probably a half hour's worth of anxiety trying to delicately smash these beads off the lace weight. I've done it before with fingering weight and it works. I think the lace weight, the Zephyr, was just a little too delicate for that. But they're done. This is the KRY pattern by Lisa Grossman, also known as the Socks Arena. It's a kit. Comes as a kit, the yarn, the beads, everything from Holiday Yarns, which I will link to in the show notes. Used both a US 1 and a US 2. I know on Ravelry it says a 1.5 and a 2.5, but I use the actual 1 and 2, the 2.25 millimeter and the 2.75 millimeter. The size 1 for the sock, the size 2 for the cuff. I did change the pattern. The heel is a slip stitch heel instead of a short row like it says to do in the pattern. And that's just because that's what fits my mom and I both better, and I knew what worked and how it would fit her foot. I did also, as I've mentioned on past shows, I did need to buy some extra black seed beads to finish the edge of the cuff. There weren't actually enough in the kit. But I did contact Jennifer about that. She said they've gotten that all resolved. I must have gotten one, she said they have all the kits in a drawer. And there must have just been one kit. They'd had problems with the kits being short before, and there just must have been one kit left that they didn't get resolved with extra beads put in. So that's taken care of now. She was more than willing to send me seed beads, and I said, no, you know what, don't worry. If I can't find black seed beads in a town the size of Omaha, then I have no business being a crafter in this town. I was able to find some. I believe I got them at Michael's actually, but they did have them at Hobby Lobby as well, and a couple other places I checked too. But yeah, actually a 10-minute show this week. That's it. My happy little celebration because the KRY Socks are done. And I think that's it. I will talk to you guys next week where I've got some exciting news about a couple different events that are coming up. And happy knitting.